Morning, Rav D. New to the channel. Enjoyed watching your videos this weekend. Thought I would subscribe. Appreciate it, man. Good to see you here. Good to see you here. We're just getting started today. I just caught a little short squeeze up to here. Just went ahead and jumped in to see if we could do a quick little morning scalp here in pre-market. If it continues to pump up higher, the SPY is showing some weakness for some reason. I'm not sure if there's any news behind that or whatever, but I just thought I'd get in just a really quick little tiny little scalp here. We'll see if we get it down. Throw 20 bucks on the day real quick, and then we'll get started with the pre-market assessment. I might end up losing 20 bucks or more. So we'll see. Hopefully we can get a quick little retest back here to 27.52. The SPY was selling off for a little bit there, and a lot of these other stocks were following suit. So we'll just see. I don't know. I might take a little bit of a loss here, but that's fine. It's kind of worth it to me to see. Usually when you see a pretty massive sell-off like that, when there's weakness in the SPY, and then you get some kind of jump like this, it's usually a false, a superficial buy-up. So you like the trading style. Good. That's what's up, man. That's what I like to hear. Hopefully you'll learn a lot more about that as we move forward in trading this morning. Let's see. And good morning to everyone else. I'm sure people will start entering the room here eventually. For some reason, when I start these live streams, it doesn't really let me choose the specific time. So say I crank the live stream up at like 9:01, it automatically puts down that the stream will start at 9:05. I don't know why. It just goes straight to the, so obviously anybody who's getting the notification or anybody who sees what's going on the channel thinks, oh, okay, it's going to start at 9:05. So they just kind of wait to start trickling in then. I don't know why YouTube works that way, but anyway. Let's see. We get just enough of a pullback here. Otherwise, again, if it comes above 75, I'll probably just have to get out. So this should be it right here. See if we can get a quick flush. Oh, come on. Now you're just toying with me. Let's see here. Oh, it's holding above those moving averages on the 5, but this is pre-market. SPYs continue to move back up towards those moving averages, so I'll just hold. Like I said, I'll give this a chance to play out. I may actually move this order down. Let's see here. Go ahead and set an alert. So, okay. Delta Airlines. Let's see what happens if this gets up to 27.71. Okay. I want to know if it's hitting up there. Otherwise, I suspect this could actually end up coming down a little bit further. So I'd be willing to take 100 shares off, I think, at 52. Good morning, Sagar. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing all right. I just take it at maybe 48. Let's see. Yeah, I think we could get it to 48. So I'll put the order out there. Otherwise, if the alert goes off, I'll just take it at 75. Let me double check on that. 74, 75, yeah. MRSN looks like a nice fade at some point. Yeah, we'll definitely be looking at that too. So let's just see. Let me just see if we can get out on these shares real quick right here. Be great to flush it down to 48. Can we do it? Come on. There we go. There we go. Okay. So quick $28 there. Just real quick trade that I caught on DAL. As a matter of fact, I'll pull out my studies real quick just so you guys can see who are coming into the room. So SPY, if you look here on the SPY all of a sudden, it was kind of creeping up, but then it started dumping pretty hard. A lot of other stocks typically follow suit when that happens, especially in pre-market. Man, could have gotten a lot more out of those shares, but like I said, it was just a quick scalp. So I saw it coming up. I went ahead and jumped in here and was just going to really go for a quick 10-cent move on 200 shares. Decided to move it back a little to 48 and ended up getting a really, really nice move there. But as you can see, that could have actually been, probably an $80 trade almost. Well, it's working on it if it gets down here to 22. But anyway, just quick little pullback trade there in pre-market, like I said. So we'll go ahead and get started. Let's see. I'm going to remove those executions. Okay, so top of the list, and the reason why it's the top of the list is because look at this daily chart. mRNA. Now, as you can see, we had... I had drawn this trend line before. It was respecting it pretty well. It eventually broke through it, formed a new pivot point right here, came down, broke through it, but came back above, and so this formed another pivot point here. And so I drew out this wedge. I'd been watching this over the last couple of days, and eventually it broke through. Yesterday got a great move here, and then another great move at the break of 60. Real nice psychological whole number there. And what's happening is essentially this line right here may get tested again. I mean, it did get tested here somewhat. And it may get tested again down here, and it would probably meet. I can't really see on the charting here on light speed is not that great, but I imagine that it's sitting somewhere around maybe the $45 to $50 area. And so it's probably, and that kind of makes sense because there's a lot of good support here, and that's kind of right where the 50-day moving average, it runs up to there as well. And so that would make sense for it to break through this. Now, it'll probably have some, a little bit of a difficult time here at the $50 mark. If you think $60 is a pretty strong psychological whole number, $50 is huge. And so I think that if we do get a test at 50, there's probably going to be a bit of a retracement, maybe even back up to 52, 53. And so we'll need to be careful there. But I am planning on really watching closely for the break of that 50 whole number, and I think we could definitely move down here to that 50-day moving average. And again, I think that's probably about where this trend line here will end up lining up. So, but we'll see as it plays out. Definitely watching mRNA today, though. It's a tricky stock. We have to be very, very, very careful with this one. They are, as the whole issue with the coronavirus vaccines continues to come out, and they continue to realize that this is going to be a much longer process than we thought. Some of these companies are starting to sell off. That's why I've got NVAX up here. It's another one that I want to be watching because NVAX can I'm watching for is a sympathy play, a potential sympathy play alongside of mRNA. So NVAX right now, NVAX is holding this 9 EMA on the daily, and I'm not saying that it's going to do what mRNA did yesterday, but I think there's great potential for it to break that 9 EMA and for it to bust down through the 45 whole number there and make its way down. So I'm just really, I've got this on watch, and I'm probably going to set some alerts, but I'm not really going to do anything. It's very dangerous to get in here because for all we know, NVAX could end up just skyrocketing. And mRNA could end up making a beautiful recovery. That's why I'm going to really be watching this one closely today. What I would really like to see, as a matter of fact, is that some massive buy up to that, back up to almost that. If we can get close to that $60 psychological whole number, I would really start looking to add maybe 50 shares at a time, roughly around the 57.50 area, because I think that's where we would start coming up against support. So I'd probably add 50 shares at 57.50, another 50 shares at 58.50, and then look for a retest of this 60 whole number. Now, I would imagine it could poke up through it and get up to maybe like 61-ish or even 62 maybe. But if it were to go past that, I would have to admit defeat and go ahead and get out at that point. But I would definitely be willing to add in, like I said, just with very conservative share size, maybe 50 shares at a time, and wait for a whole dollar move before adding another 50 shares. But I think that we would end up building about 150 share position up to roughly around 58, 59, and I think we could get a really solid retest back down at these levels here today. And so that that would give us a good potentially $300-400 depending on how long those shares were held. Now, if we don't get the retest, and it doesn't look like we are here in pre-market, it's probably just going to continue to get crushed to the downside. So Rav is asking, are you looking for a fade down to the 50 EMA on the daily? Yeah, actually I am. That's exactly what I'm looking at, Rav. So and we may just get that out the gates. I mean, what's happening this morning, I imagine, is you got a lot of investors and a lot of people that were thinking, mRNA is going to go to $200. It's very possible that, right now people are just looking to get out. They're just looking to get out. They don't know if this is going to come all the way back down to these levels. I mean, think about it. Just back in February, mRNA was roughly a $20 to $23 stock. Even an $18 stock, $19 stock here towards the end of February. So you got a lot of people that are in it that might have been holding and trying to see how much they could get, and they're probably thinking to themselves, I've made a lot of money on this. I've made maybe triple, double to triple the value. So I'm going to get out. I'm going to get out while I can. That's what you may have today on mRNA. But mRNA is tricky, so I'm looking for a retest. Again, NVAX is one of those ones that I think could possibly get a break of this 9 EMA on the daily. So what I may look for is a move down to 46, and then a look to break through 46. And so NVAX, if it made it down to 46.85, I would probably want to know. So we'll even say, and I'm going to go ahead and get out of that. So NVAX, let's do 46.85 on the bid, and critical break at 46. I think it was like 46.10, but I'll just say 46. So I'm going to add that. And so I'm really not even going to be watching NVAX. I'm actually going to move it all the way down here because I really don't care unless it gets to those levels. Now, I've got a lot of stocks on the watch list today, and there's some of these that I'm going to have to take off. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this one. This one lost a lot of its value, but it's just not. Let's see. It's a low priced stock, which I don't really care too much about. TWLO looks like it could continue to make moves, but I'm going to set an alert on TWLO. I would probably be interested if it finally started breaking down past, we'll say 188. So I will set an alert on TWLO. 188 on the bid. So I'll be interested in coming back to check that out if something happens there. I think Roku, a lot of these stocks, Roku and the tech sector is weakening, by the way. And I think there's a lot of profit taking coming in right now. And I think Roku definitely has room to move down. significantly. Obviously, there's not a lot of volume being traded on it right now. That's why it's at the bottom of the watch list. Good morning, Theta Trader. Good to see you, man. Boeing's continue to make decent moves. Tesla's going to have some very potentially a lot of activity today. And here's something we're kind of looking at here on the daily. I've noticed that it has broken through the trend line. It's holding the 9 EMA and it's holding the trend line. So if there's good enough news on Tesla today, this could definitely be a great trade to the long side. So you guys know me. If I get in on Tesla, I'm really not going to get in with much more than 5-10 shares. I might take 20 shares, but typically this is a stock that can move. When you can have moves as much as 20, 30, 40 to even 50 to $70 a day, like you can do fine on 10 shares. 10 shares has made me, 100, even several $100s many times over on Tesla when it makes big moves. But we're looking for the big moves. So I'm not going to get in if it doesn't look like it's going to make a big move. NCLH, RCL, the cruise liners, I think, yeah, they're potentially going to continue to get bought up, but these ones I'm just going to kind of watch from the sidelines. AMD has lost this trend line here. I think it's very possible for AMD to get a flush down towards this 50-day moving average. I think that could happen today if the SPY shows significant weakness. Okay, and right now on the SPY, if you guys look, I mean, we've broken through and we are holding over the 200-day moving average. So there's nothing telling me right now that the SPY is going to experience weakness. But some people could see it as overextended, and as more people come in to try to take profits and whatnot, there could be a pullback there. Now, the financial sector has picked up. And so even though the tech sector has kind of started to lose its wheels a little here, and there's a lot of profit taking, the financial sector seems to be holding things up for right now. So anyway, let me go ahead and get on. So we've got Piton. I am going to want to see more buying on Piton this morning. But it is another one of those ones, again, now that people are starting to go back to work. I mean, there's a lot of hype on a lot of these stocks like Piton and Disney with their what was it called, Disney Plus or something with their subscribership. I forget what it was called. Anyway, but you've got stocks like Roku and Disney and these gaming companies that were having a pretty significant run up during all the stay-at-home orders, and now that the economy's starting to open back up, I think the hype is dying down, and I think that there's chance that there's some good shorting opportunities here. We are holding the 20-day moving average so far, but there's no indication to me that that's going to be the case for sure. And I think that if it broke through 40, you might say, yeah, this is there's a pretty good level here where support could be formed. But I don't know. I think that level is going to be more closer down here to the $38 level, to maybe even the $36 level. So I think if Piton can make a break through 40, I think that'll be significant. And what I also think would be significant is if it could get bought up to the 9 EMA at roughly 43.30, and I would look to get in there for sure, because I don't see it breaking through it. Now, I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong about this, but I will want to know if it gets up to the $43 mark. I could start adding in 100 shares there, and even if it comes up here to where all this previous area of support is, I think at 44, I think I would add another 100 shares, maybe even another 200 shares there to bring my average up far enough. So that's actually what I'm going to do on PTON. So we're going to go ahead and put up PTON, and I'm going to set a price alert at 43, let's say 43.20 on the ask. Let's really break up towards that 43.35 level because of the 9 EMA. So we're gonna add there, and we're also going to add at 43.80. Okay, so I'll get another reminder there. And then what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to see if this can break down through 4010. So if it ends up going down to 40, let's say 4020, maybe even 4029, right as it breaks down into the 4020s, I am going to want to know about that, because we'll say 4029 on the bid. There's a critical break at 4010, and I'm going to look for that break of 40 and consider going short there. So MRSN is another great one. There was some really good news on this. Let me see. What was the news catalyst on MRSN? Okay, let's see. Where was it? Let's see. Okay, it's ranked. It's currently ranked as a strong buy. Zach's consensus estimate for its current year earnings increased 14.8%. Man, there was something on this. Let me hold on a second. Where did I see that? I could be getting this confused with another stock. Bear with me, guys. I know the market's going to be starting up here pretty soon. And it's a 57 million share float, by the way. So, okay. And I'm not, let's see. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Okay, let's see. So, okay, there it is. Mersana Therapeutics reports positive interim data from the expansion portion of the XMT 1536 phase 1 study. Achieved 35% objective response rate, 80% disease control rate among 20 evaluable patients with ovarian cancer. Okay, so this is it's well tolerated, no new safety signals. So, you know, this is definitely one of those ones that could just get pumped. I mean, it could get pumped really high today. But I like that it's easy to short, because it's also one that, you know, once it starts to show weakness, we can easily get in. We don't have to buy shares for shorting, at least not on my broker platform. So, okay, so Rav D says he does not have shares to short for MRSN. I mean, honestly, I'll tell you right now, this looks like we are looking at more of a breakout. It's still a relatively newer stock. You know, it was IPO'd back in July of 2018. And so, you know, this one, in my opinion, I'm really not going to look to short it today. I may look to short pullbacks. Like, you know, I think once it gets up to this $20 area here, we can see that that's a very strong critical area where it's, you know, had a lot of resistance. So I would short just into a temporary pullback there just to make a quick scalping trade. But yeah, other than that, this one is probably one that it may be dangerous to short today. I mean, we'll have to see when the market opens up. I'm not gonna make any quick moves on it. ST&E is another one, and it's coming up, and it's not only butting up against the 200-day moving average, and it's really having a hard time cracking through the 100-day. We'll have to see what it does when the bell rings, but you know, there's a lot of previous area of support there that could be acting as resistance. And so I'm kind of looking, you know, if volume really picks up, I would look to potentially go short on this. One thing I like about this chart pattern is you can see here it has not been able to, like, you know, this is a downwards channel here that we're in. You know, so it has not ever, every time like it drops and it tries to come up and it drops and it tries to come up, it's just not, even right here, you know, it tried to come up and the bears slammed it back down. It's just not able to get up anymore past that. So not saying that it can't, because I've seen patterns like this and, you know, they defy all logic. So, you know, we're just going to have to wait on it. But, and then RCUS looks like one that could, you know, actually get bought up today. But as a matter of fact, I'll just leave it down there. But the main ones that I'm watching today, guys, are I think STNE can be a good short if it cracks below the 3250 level. I think 3250 is a good short for that. I think MRNSN or MRSN could be a decent long. Maybe a short at some point if it starts showing weakness. STNE is actually the one that needs to come up a little bit more there, yeah. And then AMD. I need to move AMD up because that's kind of one that I think could make make some really good moves as well. So these are the main ones I'm watching. Yes, the watch list extends all the way down here. These are other stocks I'll just be checking in on from RCUS all the way down to NVAX, but really the only ones I'm watching and the only ones I'm going to focus on out the gate are these 5 right here. And really, and mRNA is just not getting a pullback. So really, I'm probably going to focus more on Piton, STNE, and AMD. Those are probably the main ones that I'm going to focus on out the gate, these 3. So, STNE, I will go ahead and set an alert. I will want to know if STNE hits 3250. Okay, and that spread will have to close a little. And then PTON. Yeah, we'll keep a watch on this one as well. I think we set alerts on that, did we? Yep, got plenty of alerts set on that. So I might keep my eye on AMD out the gates, and then I'll just be ready for STNE and then PTON. All right, guys, here we go. Going to get in 200 shares here to start on AMD. And I will add 2 if we look like we're going to get the break at 53. Add back 2. See if we can get this to work out. We're adding back 2. Got 400 shares at 53. See if we can get the break. It's holding. It's holding. It's holding. AMD getting crushed. There we go. See if it can continue to make a move down. There we go. And we'll go ahead and... Nope. Well, I was waiting for it to get down to the 80s. See if we can get down into the 80s. There we go. We'll take off a quarter of our shares. Let's see. Man, this one's having a really hard time making moves down. Let's see if it can. We need to see a lot of selling here through the 80s. Need to see a lot of selling here on AMD. I'm going to stop out at 53.01. Stop. buy. I need to go check on STNE. STNE is getting a massive buy. This is what I tell you guys. So if it rejects here now, I may actually be looking to get in if it rejects. AMD is not getting the move that I'm wanting it to get. Really is not. Come on. I'm going to take off another. So we got 225 at 50 to 96. Stop buy 52.96. We'll see what those others can go. NVAX critical break of 46. So let's check on NVAX. Yep. NVAX looks like it's picking up some steam here. Let's see. There it goes. There it goes. Got to be careful on this one. Critical break at 46. So I'd really like to get a pullback, but okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get in on NVAX with the expectations that it is going to break the 46. AMD is doing really well, actually. Is NVAX going to get the break there, or is it going to hold? AMD is continuing to lose its lunch. I'm going to come out 50 shares on NVAX right now, just because it looks like it's having a little bit of trouble there at that 9 EMA, which is fine. Let's see if we can get the push through 46 though. There we go. This could be it. This could be it. Let's see. Is this are we gonna get it? Oof. It's looking rough. Looking rough, guys. I don't know. 46.85. So AMD looks like it could be getting a retest. So I may go back in another 200 shares. See if we can get a buy up to the 70s. Can we get a buy up to the 70s? Okay, so we'll throw another, come on. There we go, come on. Really wanted to pull back up to at least the 60s. Not going to get it. Go back on NVAX. NVAX is about to get the break here. Oh, did not get a chance to add. Let's see. We are now looking for the break of 45.12. So 45.12 on NVAX. And AMD is breaking my heart right now. So we'll go ahead and take another quarter of our position off. AMD, I'll take half actually. So we got 113 now, and we'll just see what happens with the rest of those shares. If it comes over 52.50, I'll want to get out. So 113 past 52.50. Stop. We'll even take it at 49 so it doesn't bust up through it with all that slippage. Okay, let's look at NVAX again. NVAX is getting hammered. Really want to see it break through. Let's see. I may even take off half my shares at 45.30. There we go. So we made back our loss. We're going to lock in a little bit of profit, and I will just come out the other 25 shares if it breaks past $46. So we'll say 45.96. Stop buy, just to take care of any slippage. Okay, STNE 32.50. Let's check that one out. Okay, so STNE, as you can see, guys, came all the way up here and got a rejection off of that top. That's why I said this was a very good entry point. If I wasn't so focused on, what was it, AMD or NVAX that jumped in the way at that point, I probably would have taken it. But right now, I want to see a pullback. I really would like to see a pullback. It's a spready stock, and there's still not a ton of volume on it, but I'm pretty sure we're going to get the break. So I'm jumping in there. I'm jumping in there with 100 shares at 32.51. I'm pretty sure we're going to get the break down here. It looks like it's having a really hard time making it through these moving averages. Obviously, you know, if it continues to come up, then we'll get out. But we'll see. And I got in a little late. Where did I get in? 32.51. It had popped all the way up here, and I was thinking I would get in more in the 60s, maybe even 70s. But by the time I hit the order, it had just bypassed it already. So we want to seeing a retest here. Now, if this ends up just getting bought all the way back up here again, you know, past VWAP and all that, I'm not going to sit on it. I'll actually come out 50 shares if it breaks back over these moving averages, over 33. As a matter of fact, I should go ahead and put in stop buy at 32.96. We'll do a stop limit at 33.06. Stop buy 50 shares there. So if it comes all the way back up, guys, I'm just going to get out 50 shares there. And then if it comes over VWAP, then I'll get out the other 50 shares at 33.20. So I'm out the 50 on STNE. And actually, I may end up adding to it, as a matter of fact. Let's just see what it does here. There's no reason why it should continue going up, unless this is just a choppy, super choppy stock. 33.33, that's probably where I would need to come out. So let's check back in. Let's say 33.20. Stop buy the last 50 shares. Let's check back in with NVAX. NVAX has made a good move down. I'm going to go ahead and come out half my shares there. We've got 13 left on NVAX, and let's see what kind of a move we can make down. Like I said, this looks like sympathy play from mRNA, and mRNA looks like it's about to test the 50s area. Let's just see what we can get here. AMD might be good to go ahead and lock in some profit again. So I'm going to come out half on AMD. And let's continue to watch this. So we have tested these levels here. No, we are going to test these levels here. We actually tested the 51.62 level, and then the 51.30 is the next breaking point. So I am looking for a nice, strong pullback here on AMD. Let's see what the 5-minute is showing us. And let's check in on PTON. So PTON is looking good. I mean, it really is. It just doesn't have... hold on. NVAX looks like it's getting a retest of the 9 EMA. See if we can jump back in here at 45.10. Yeah. Yeah, I'd be interested in jumping in there. So we picked up another 100 shares there. So we've got it at 45.23. See how strong it is there. Obviously, if it continues to come up, I'll just get out. Wonder if it's going to hold that. Okay, so STNE all out there. That was a losing trade. Really would like to see a retest of down in the 44s. Let's look at the 2 minute. Not going to give this too much room to run against me. See how it tests this VWAP here. SPY's pulling back, or SPY's pushing back up, so this might be okay. So it's getting bought right back up to that level. It's coming over VWAP. I just want to make sure that this is not some kind of short squeeze fake out. Let's just see here. What's up, Notre Dame? Good to see you, man. I may add another one. We're doing all right today, so I just really don't. And I really feel like this is a superficial buyback. I feel like we're just kind of in an artificial short squeeze here. But NVAX is known to do this. Piton critical break at 410. Yeah, it looks like Piton is going to start suffering here. Let's see. Can we get it? Can we get the move? Not a lot of shares being traded. It's whipping around a lot, so I don't know. Let's see if it hits. Yeah, I don't know about that one. AMD's continuing, so we're good with AMD. NVAX. Let's look at mRNA. NVAX. I'd be willing to take NVAX at those 113 shares at. I'd at least take, let's say, 73 of those shares at 44.83. Buy. If we can get down there. See if we can get down there. Yeah, I'm thinking, the more I'm watching this, I'm thinking this is a VWAP fail right here. There's no way anybody's buying that up. SPY's pulling again really hard, but it could, you know, I mean, you never know. I mean, NVAX can be a mystery. Break down through 45. $44.73 even. Let's see. Man, it is literally settling here. Goodness gracious. Come on. We need to see a final breakthrough down to these levels. Come on. There you go. Push. Push. There you go. Here, we'll there's no way anybody's buying this. Here, I'm going to come out half just in case, and I'm going to hold on to that other 57 shares, and we'll just see what it can do. It's just making me nervous. So we've got 45.11, 57 shares. So I'd really like to see this come down to these levels here and just completely break all of this. Love to see there be a massive sell-off. It's holding. I mean, it's sitting right there on the 9 EMA. So, you know, we may not get it, and I'm fine with that. It's, you know, it's going to be a little frustrating, but thanks, Rav D. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, we're doing all right today. Today's not a half bad day. Piton, still look at this Piton. I mean, what a whippy stock. It's definitely a teaser, that's for sure. You would think that this stock would be on its way down, but you know, it touches these levels and then whips back. And I am not a big fan of when stocks do that. There it is. There it is. Are we going to get this? This is a critical number. This is a critical number here on PTON. See if we can get this. I may jump in, but I don't want to get in for the snapback here. I'd rather get in on a pullback, but let's just see how much volume starts pouring in. Oh, missed it. Missed the ad. It's okay. I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that. mRNA. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it gets a pullback to these levels. We'll see if it gets a retest there. Let's check back in on AMD one more time. So AMD is just getting really good loss here. I think I'll go ahead and remove half my shares again. So we've got 29 shares left on AMD. And I think we are kind of getting to that place to where, you know, we could get a potential reversal off this 50-day moving average, which is at roughly $50.74. But, you know, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. What I don't want to get caught up in is any kind of reversal on AMD. So that's the last thing I want to get caught in. See how much this can get bought up. You're short A&D also. Good job, Notre again. How close are you, man? How close are you to finally getting that account approved? What are they telling you? What's the latest and greatest on that? Do you see this huge order here, by the way? You look at that huge order. If they eat through that, there's no way. Somebody's trying to sell big time. Buyers are trying to get through it though. It may tank after this. It may tank. What's it doing on the 2-minute? Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to jump in with another 100 shares there. And then we'll just take it at, obviously, you know, if it comes over 51.50. I'm expecting it to go down here. So if it starts coming back, I'm just going to need to get out. SPY's pulling pretty hard right now. So I don't see why AMD wouldn't be following suit. There we go. If it does not break through these levels, I'm going to look at this as a oh man, come on. Really need to see it break those levels. Really need to see it break these levels here. 51.20. I may add again at the break of 51.20. There we go. Gonna jump in there. And I'm gonna be ready to just jump out if this doesn't work. This has got to break. Come on. SPY's pulling. There's no way. Come on. Come on. It's holding. It's holding, man. I tell you what, it is holding. There we go. There we go. Nice move down on AMD. Let's break through 51. Come on. Oh, come on. AMD is a pill. It's a pill. You gotta be kidding me. There's no way. I mean, it's unless it's just moving on with the pullback on the SPY. AMD can be tricky though. We'll see what we have to do. SPY's pulling back pretty good though. Ah, come on. Okay, I'm taking it. NVAX, really looking for NVAX to crack. AMD, let's see what it can do. Let's see if that's the reversal point there. MRSN is not getting bought up at all. Starting to turn into chop. STNE, man, look at that. Completely ended up going in our favor, but that's the stock market for you guys. Whippy action all day long. This is just part of it, right? So, yeah, we had all the, look at these wicks, just incredible. SPY's holding that 200-day. So it's coming down, but it's holding the 200-day. This could be a reversal point here, and AMD will certainly follow suit. Still hasn't broken over that 9 EMA on the 1 minute. There it goes. AMD finally making a move through the 9 EMA on the 1 minute. Let's see if it can close above it. get a confirmation close. There we go. NVAX making a really nice move here. I would like to add another 53 shares, could we? At 44. Let's see, we've got 45.11. We lost that 9 EMA on the daily, so I'm pretty sure, I honestly can't see it coming back. Okay, so I'm in 110 shares at 44.62. And I'll just have to come out if it breaks 44.50. So we got 110 at 44.62, so 44. Let's see, what's the true, what are we looking at here? 44.7, 44.48, yeah. 44.48. Stop buy. So we'll get out there if we have to. Really would love to see it get crushed here. This is the drop. This would be the final drop to put us over on the day, and I'd probably be done trading. But we may not get it. 43.82, we break that. So we'd have to break 43.82 as well. So 44 and then 43.82. Otherwise, 44.48 will stop out. Okay, and we stopped out. Okay, so a lot of the trades right now are kind of in this phase of seem like they're starting to turn around. Let's see, AMD still holding. Could be in the middle of a reversal. RCUS is getting bought up very slowly though, not enough volume. I'm taking that off the watch list. RCL, nice sell off there. Let's see what Tesla's doing. Checking on that. Let's see. They haven't responded yet, note again. Okay. Man, yeah, sometimes it's a process with them. What an artificial break there on NVAX. Pretty much just got me out, and then it looks like it's coming back down to the 44 area. That's why I said, I mean, it's very much like mRNA, very choppy, very just, I mean, you just don't know. You just don't know what it's going to do. Almost want to go in again. 44. AMD making its way down finally. Yeah. NVAX is being a little pill. All right, we'll hold off on that for now. Let's check AMD. I mean, it's weak. It's weak. But the only thing that bothers me about jumping in right now is just the fact that it's sitting on that 50-day moving average, and the sell-off on the SPY is kind of starting to slow down here. So mRNA, we'll check up on Piton again. STNE. Did it find any kind of support? It's the first thing I always want to check. Not really. Okay, so I could get in. Man, what a bunch of wicks. So, you know what, guys? Rather than try to make this one work, I'm gonna remove it. I'm not even gonna tempt myself with it. There's too many wicks here. I think I could master it. I think I could get a hold of it, but I'm not gonna worry about it. It's not worth it. And AMD is holding its ground. So, but it still has not broken through any major moving averages on the 1 minute or the 2 minute or the 5 minute for that matter. But it's got quite a ways to go to retest the 5 minute. MRSN, nice little short squeeze there, came all the way back down. Honestly, I don't even want to get involved with this one, so I'm removing MRSN. Watch list is dwindling. Facebook looks like it's doing the same thing as AMD. It's in a period of consolidation, could be getting prepped for a reversal. RCL, just, man, getting crushed. Getting crushed. Cruise liners are coming down pretty hard. Boeing getting crushed. NVIDIA coming down to test the 20-day moving average. A lot of profit taken in the tech sector, guys, like we talked about this morning. Roku broke through that 50-day. Oh, finally, look at this. Finally, NVAX stops messing around and gives us the break. So this is the move I was looking for, guys, but just unfortunately was not able to secure it. So I'm really not making any moves on any trades right now because there's really no clear direction. And sometimes the best thing that we can do is sit on the sidelines. Being a good trader often entails just that, sitting on the sidelines and just waiting for another setup. There's no reason to trade. I mean, yes, we could get in anticipation of what we think the stock is going to do, and obviously, if you're right, you're giving yourself a better position. For example, here with AMD, I mean, if I'm right, I could get in anticipation of it continuing to go down. If I'm right, I could get in here with, let's just say 100 shares, and I just put my stop over here. I'm risking $30 to potentially make, if I'm right, it could make its move, another leg down all the way down to 50 to test the $50 the whole psychological number there. And so, I'm risking 30 to make, potentially $100. So it's a good risk to reward, but at the same time, I'm up on the day. I've made almost $300. Do I really want to, start dwindling that away? Because here's the thing. Here's where the secondary temptation comes in. See, there's layers to this. Because if I'm wrong and this comes up here and stops me out, then I may be tempted to try to take it again. Or, then I'm going to jump on another stock and be like, oh man, can I make that $30 back? Yeah, you only lost $30, but it's like, can I make that back? And you kind of get into this game, and this is a game that a lot of traders get into, a mental game that they get into with themselves, and they don't even realize they're doing it. Look, I have fallen prey to this game many, many times before, and even to this day, every now and then I'll catch myself falling prey to it. So it's something that we have to constantly remind ourselves of. And so even me just kind of talking through it myself is a great reminder for me that, I don't need to do this. I need to wait for a setup. Okay. So right now I'm not going to get in on anticipation. I'm going to get in on confirmation. That's what I want to look for. I want to look for confirmation before I make any other moves here. And, so this being one of them. So PTON, we were looking for a break of, this level here, this $40 psychological whole number. So I'm actually fine with, if PTON comes all the way up, I'm fine with taking 100 shares here. Because to me, I think there's going to be a pullback, even if it breaks VWAP. And even if it comes up to test these levels here, I would be fine getting in with, 100 shares, maybe just to test that move. But I don't know if it's going to get that retest. Let's see, this might be a better, so we could put the first 100 shares in here and then another 100 shares in up at around 1450s. Yeah, I think that would be legit. Because it's, again, and I only say that, I would not trade any stock like this, but I'm looking at the daily chart. The daily chart is a huge part of this. It's a huge part of this, okay? And with the daily chart being, under this 20-day moving average and having all this room to come back down to these previous levels, of course, combined with the fundamentals of knowing that, as the economy opens up and people are, coming out of quarantine and going about their lives and businesses, these overvalued companies right now are going to continue to sell off. So there's a combination of things there. It's not that just any stock that I see automatically coming back to these, levels or whatever I would take. There's a combination of things going on there. One interesting thing about AMD is that it still has not broken above this 9 EMA on the 2-minute. Now that could happen here. And I may even get in long on AMD for a reversal if it breaks through the 20 EMA and has a confirmed break through the 20 EMA on the 1-minute. And if it pulls back and the 9 and the 20 begin to cross over, I'll get in there. And that'll be a very good risk to reward. That to me will be what would be considered confirmation for a reversal. Again, I'll say it again. So and let me preface it by saying this, giving a little bit of understanding here, because this is something that a lot of people don't realize. But we use in trading in intraday charts. Oh, you're waiting on the same play note again? See, so yeah, we're on one accord as far as that's concerned then. But on the intraday charts, the 9 EMA means way more on the 5-minute than it does the 1-minute. And the 20 EMA means way more on the 1-minute than it does the 5-minute. Let me say that again. The 20 EMA, a lot of times when you get a break in a confirming hold, it can't just be a break. It's got to be a close. A close and a hold of that 20 EMA. Typically when you get a close above it, that signals a really good potential reversal on the 1-minute. Okay? And then, of course, if you're also seeing a break and confirming hold above the 9 EMA on the 2-minute while that's happening, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good confirmation. But to get true confirmation, or what I would say stronger confirmation, we would look for a confluence of not only the break and hold above that 20 EMA on the 1-minute, but we'd look for that EMA crossover of the 9 and the 20. And if it finds support on that crossover, that's where you want to get in. That is a much better, confirmation. But right now we have not had a break and hold above that 20 EMA. So I'm not making any moves to the long side on AMD yet. But we'll watch it. We'll be patient. We'll watch it. Let me jump over here to Piton real quick. Okay, so PTON has made its way back up here. There we go. So it's breaking through that 40 psychological number. So this is good. I would consider getting in. I mean, here's the thing. We're still dealing with light volume. So I think this is going to be a little more susceptible to an irrational move to the upside, kind of like TWLO on the other day. So but I think I'm good to get in here at 50 shares. Let's see if it can come up just a little bit more. Okay, nobody's buying. So I'm going to go in 50 shares on Piton right there, and I'm just going to look for a quick scalp from 40.16 down to 39.76. It's a quick $20, and I'll buy them back there. And that would kind of line up here with this area of support. But if it continues to go, now mind you, I'm just getting the position started. So I'm not saying that it's automatically going to flush all the way back down there. I don't know if it is, but it's a good place to start a position, and I think I would be willing to take another position up here into 41, because I really doubt PTON is going to get bought up today. So, but we'll see. Now I'll put this order at 86 just in case it flushes all the way down, but it doesn't take it at 46 or at 76. Then I'll hit escape, which will cancel my order immediately, and then I'll just take the profit at 39.86 for a $15 move. On those 50 shares. Okay, so we'll let that move around a minute. Okay, here we go. Let's check back in on AMD. Okay, so AMD looks like it's about to get a confirming break over the 1 minute, but I'm watching the 2 minute too. I'm watching the 2 minute also. Okay, look at that. There we go on AMD. Look at that. Okay, so you see how it rushed up through there. And if we get a confirming hold, now I have to be mindful too of what the SPY is doing, and I also have to be mindful of what's going on here on the 5 minute. So I'm looking for confirmation in a lot of senses here. So there we go. We got the confirmation. It's holding that 20. But SPY, I'm watching SPY, and SPY looks a little suspect because it could get a 9 EMA rejection on the 5 minute here. Okay, but if it continues to go and break up through VWAP and make a move back up, this could be a legit long on AMD. But AMD is also getting a strong sell-off candle forming on the 2 minute. So we want to be careful with this. We want to be careful with this, right? And we want to give it time to work out. Okay, so it's breaking back down through the 20. So there's not enough confirmation yet for me to get in anywhere here. $39.76. Might even take it at $39.74 just to. No, it'd be 72 just to pay for the trade. Yeah. So $39.72. That would pay for the trade if we get it. Now, what I don't like here is I don't like how it's holding above VWAP, and my inclination is going to be to get out if it continues to go and look for a re-entry at another spot to take position. So I will consider getting out at the break of 40.23. If this cannot fail VWAP here and get me out, I think 40.23 is going to be, or 40.24 we'll say. Let me just see. Let me look at this real quick. Yeah, we'll stop by at 40.24. May get me out here, which is fine. I'll look to reset. Okay. All right, so it got me out, and that's fine. That's fine. I just, again, it's since it's holding right here, I don't want to take my chances. And again, this is more due to the fact that PTON is a thinly traded stock. It's a little more thinly traded right now, and so it is more prone to the more irrational moves. SPY cross 20 on 1 minute. Yeah. UAL wedge was SPY. Okay, in UAL 3050. Okay, good. Yeah, so we'll come back to Piton. We'll see if there's a better entry. So see here, look, because AMD had that major push down after it got that confirmation, and there was never really a true crossover on the EMAs. That's a perfect signal. Perfect signal. That's why I said I did not want to get in on that one. And look at this, PTON makes it all the way up here to 26 and then starts failing. Let's see if it gets down to 39.72. So if I move my stop up a little bit more, but again, with these thinly traded stocks, look, you don't want to take a chance. You really don't. There's a flush right there, but then a quick buyback. See, this is a very, very difficult stock to trade. It's a very difficult stock to trade. Let's see if it would ultimately end up getting crushed back down, even to the 39.40 areas. See what it does here. Here, we'll come back to it. I want to check up on, okay, and Notergen is in UAL at 30.50. I don't know Notergen. I mean, this, let's see. Yeah, there's a crossover on SPY, but it's still getting rejected by the 20 on the 2 minute and the 5 on the 9 minute. Or the 9 on the 5 minute, excuse me. So I don't know. I'm kind of seeing a potential short in UAL right here. If SPY continues to lose its lunch, I may actually take that short. Looks like it's getting a 9 EMA rejection on the 5 minute. Okay. Missed an entry point there. Yeah. Okay. Well, that would have been a good move. That would have been a great move, actually. So, what's happening here? Well, the 5 on UAL didn't, but also the 5 on the SPY. This is why, when I look for those confirmations on the 1 minute, I also confirm them. I confirm a couple different things on, with what's happening on the 2 minute and the 5 minute. So, man, I wish I had taken UAL short. I kind of paused on it, and this is kind of where, guys, this is where it kind of gets into your head a little bit. Because you're taking and look at this. Piton is just this is completely irrational. I really don't care to trade this now. This is kind of one of those ones. It's like So we're gonna remove that one. Some of these other ones that wreck your confidence a little. They hinder you in making other trades. And I shouldn't have let it hinder me. I should have taken that trade. I mean, if you look at this, this would have been, if I'd gotten in at 70, it would have been, I mean, I could have taken 100 shares off at 50 for 20. which I would have. That sounds like me. That sounds like something I would do. Take it off at the half dollar, and then maybe the other 100 at 30. Hasn't quite touched down there yet, but that would be, yeah, that would be kind of consistent with these levels over here. So 40 plus 20, this would be a $60 move. That would have put me up 60 bucks, well over 300 on the day. Let's see. Or I would just end up getting back out the other 100 at 50 and be a $40 move. And breaking room down to 50. Breaking room down to 50. Oh, you're talking about mRNA. You said Matt. maybe you're not talking about mRNA. I don't know. Facebook making a pullback. Oh, AMD. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it. This could be a slow fade today. Really could. There's a strong case for it. The chances of AMD having any kind of significant pullback are minimal, but I'm very cautious right now because of how the SPY is looking. Here's the previous day close. That's this line marked out right here, right? We have the previous day close and pre-market low, at least according to this, which is probably a misprint anyway. So, but at least, it's lining up with the previous day's consolidation here in yesterday's post-market hours, and it's holding that. And so a turnaround could, but there is some divergence in the tech sector right now, admittedly, so that's a big part of it. A lot of these I think are going to have opportunity to make some pretty crazy moves down. Now the thing with AMD on the daily is it's knocking on the door to the 50 EMA. That might not mean anything right now. Facebook is coming close to the 9 EMA, and Nvidia is coming close to the 20 EMA. So they're all kind of knocking on the door right now. Roku, still thinly traded. Don't really care too much about that. NVAX is interesting. Still holding below that, though. Boeing is just, look at this. What a huge move. This may continue. Yeah, Boeing is going to see continuation. So 48.50 levels. Might feel good about those. I think I'd feel good about getting in here, actually. See if it can come up a little bit more. There we go. So 73. There we go. Let's see if we can get a move up. There we go. This is nice. I would love to see Boeing make a move up towards these levels here, 148.47. I would consider getting in at 148. Okay, I'm going to take it 147 at 92, and I'll buy it back at 147.62. We'll just get in for a quick scalp here. And then if it continues to push, I'll get in at 148. Let's see. Can we get it down to 62? 147.62. We're going to continue to push. I think we can get a move down. I think we can tap 62 real quick. But maybe not, and I'll just add to my position. Can we get it? We should, there we go. Okay, so that put us up. Boeing, $15 on Boeing, real quick scalp there. That put us up over 300 on the day. I may actually just stop here, just because, you know, this is a little unnerving at this point. Little unnerving. You know, there was a stock that was kind of on and popping a while back called MGNX. I actually had it up in my TradingView listing. And by the way, if Boeing does make another leg up, I mean, I would be willing to get in up at these levels right here, because there is enough resistance up in these levels to justify another, you know, quick $15-$20 scalp on 50 shares. You know, and if it moved against me a lot, then it wouldn't be anything tremendous. It wouldn't be anything devastating. Take that 300 and run, Notergan says, waiting for my AMD trade to go my way. Oh, let's see. I don't know, Notergan, man. I'm feeling 400 today. Sauger says up 82 net. Probably 60. Okay, good job, Sauger. Good job. So here's something I want to talk about. You know, well, I've kind of been in this place, as you guys can see. You can see the process as you've been watching these last several weeks. You know, I went through a really, really bad rut. Okay, everybody knows about my rut. It's like no secret now, right? And so you guys know that I went from making pretty regularly, you know, roughly $500 a day. I mean, yeah, sometimes I was having the $300-$400 days, but you know, sometimes I was having the $700 and $800 days too. And for those of you who are new to the channel, you can go back through my videos. You can scroll through. You can see all of that. It's, you know, I provide full transparency on that stuff. But a lot of you saw me going from having those fairly consistent, you know, $500 days to getting in a really crazy rut through all of this market volatility with the economical or the global economic crash and the coronavirus and all of that stuff. I really did not trade very well through all of that, admittedly. And you guys saw that, and you saw a lot more red days, and even my green days were barely, I mean, I was barely squeezing out $100 green days, right? But if you notice the process, you know, I kind of got down to that place to where I started to tap into my cushion, and I was not happy about that. And look at this, look at Bowen right now, man. I could have just done so much better on this, but hindsight, right, guys? Hindsight. So I was just looking for a quick scalp. That's all I needed. So I don't need to worry about what I could have, would have, should have made. But anyway. So, and I appreciate that, Chart Stalker, trading much better these days. And that's kind of what I'm getting into here. But, oh, and Chart Stalker, by the way, great job. 339 on the day. Good job. Solid day for you, man. Notergan's up 60, missed the move due to Thinkorswim lag. Yeah, that's why I tell people I don't know about TD Ameritrade, man. And Rav D says was down 1K yesterday, up 583 today, trying not to revenge trade. Hey, take the money and run, Rav D. Take the money and run. It's what we say often on this channel. You don't have to make it all back in one day. So, but back to my story. So you guys saw me really struggling. I had to really slow things down, and there were even a lot of days where I was barely breaking even. You know, if you go back and look at the videos, watch the videos over the course of the last 3 weeks, basically, or maybe even over the last month, you'll see how the equity curve started to go up again very slowly. And I just came in here each day trading very, very small share size. You can see today, I mean, look at today. This is probably the most you've seen me throw up 200 shares on stocks. This is probably the most you'll be able to scroll through and see bigger numbers, much over 50 to 100 shares. Not saying that you won't be able to go back on those videos and see where I took 200 shares here and there, but look here, you see 200, 200, 200, 200, there it is again down here, 229, there's 110 here. Like you're seeing me gradually start to open back up. And that's what happens. Like when you take your time with trading, and when you suffer through the long, grueling days of just having to be very careful because you're really cutting it close with your account, and you don't want to blow your account, and you kind of get in that place where you just need to slow down. You've got to be content with the $50 days, the $100 days, and hell, even the break-even days, right? You've got to be content with that. Okay, you've got to be content with, Sagar coming in here. Sagar says, everyone run, start the car. Even Sagar, Sagar here for the last couple of days, he's coming in here and he's like, hey, I'm, barely up $30 today, barely up $50 today. Today, he said what, up 82, up 60, probably after commissions, but he's taking it and he's moving on. And that may be, he may have to do weeks and weeks of that until he really gets that confidence up and really gets his account to where it's like, he's jumping in on trades and he's starting to say to himself, okay, you know what? I can deal with this. If this runs against me, whatever, I've got my cushion built up now, it doesn't matter. And so you start taking bigger share size, you start giving these stocks more room to work themselves out. And it doesn't hurt so bad if you have to take a bigger loss. But the upshot to that, the upside, whatever, however you want to say it, is you have bigger winning days. And you've noticed here gradually over just like the last week and a half, I've started to have these bigger winning days. Now, it's not necessarily that I'm using bigger share size, although today is obviously, like we were talking about, I did start using bigger share size, but or I started using more bigger share size on more occasions. But it's not so much that I've been using bigger share size as I have been really letting them work themselves out, because as I've been building up that cushion, I've had more of that mentality of, I don't care if this runs against me. I've got my cushion now, so I'm good. I want to let this trade work out. And that's why you've started to see me start to capitalize a little bit more. And I'm pushing now more of these $200 and $300 days. Okay. And so I'm going to start increasing my share size even more as we build this cushion more. I actually have a goal in mind of where I want to get this cushion before I start doing that. But it's looking like I might get there by the end of this week. Now, we've still got 2 trading days left. So, Thursday and Friday could be red days. I could end up, retracing back a little, and that'll be fine. I'll be sure to, well, Lord willing, hopefully I'll keep those days, small losing days. But even if I come in here tomorrow and I only make, $100 or, maybe just a couple $100 the next 2 days, I should be able to hit that marker. And then come Monday, I will begin increasing my share size. But I just want to encourage you guys that if you're going through this process of having to regain your confidence, or you're having to suffer through these small winning days, look, just keep it up, because it's just going to be a matter of weeks. It's going to be a matter of weeks of just gradually piling that stuff on and getting that cushion back up, and then proceeding to move forward and into the bigger winning days like you were having before. So and you even saw how I had to open back up a simulation account, and I did a little simulating trading, and I haven't done that here in the last week or so, or the last week and a half maybe, but at least not visibly to you guys. Admittedly, there have been times where later in the afternoon I've come back, obviously after the live stream's already over, but I've come back and I've gone into the trading sim and I've practiced a few things here and there. So I have been doing a little of that on the side. But sometimes it just takes that too. It just takes, simulation, regaining your confidence. But anyway, moving back on to trading. So, so SPY is breaking through the previous day close, and that's probably why we're seeing a lot of this. Look at mRNA. mRNA is just losing its lunch right now. So I think 45-ish is probably the next mark on that. AMD just getting crushed. So getting a lot of good moves here, guys. PTON, what's that one doing now? Okay, so this one's finally getting crushed, but still on light volume. I don't trust this one. Just don't trust it. Let's look at ZM. See what that one's doing. Yeah. Tesla's finally breaking through that trend line. So it's going to be interesting to see what Tesla does today. Nvidia just getting hammered. Roku getting hammered. So I feel like at this point I just need to be careful. I don't really feel too good about coming in here and trying to chase some of these. Although NVAX, I do like this, that the sell volume is starting to pick up. We can see a gradual increase in the sell volume here, so that's interesting. But there's no way I could suffer through any kind of a pullback or temporary short squeeze. mRNA. So here we go, guys. That's where that we were talking about it in pre-market. This is where that really big trend line lined up with. It did. It lined up right there, right around 48. I knew it was going to be between 45 and 50. I didn't know where, but yeah, 48. So yeah, no, again, no doubt. Yeah, that moment you wish. Oh, do I wish. SPY's getting hammered, guys. SPY's getting hammered. Look at this massive sell-off right now on SPY. Great day for shorts, but I'll tell you what, I don't want to chase it. Last thing I want to do is chase, and then this all of a sudden grow a conscience and start to, one of these stocks just starts doing their own thing and doing a reversal. Man, move on Boeing could have been epic. So NVAX, nice little pullback. Nice little pullback on NVAX. Same with mRNA. Nice pullback here. I'm liking it. Oh man, look at this. Okay, let's see. Rav D says, thanks, Matt. Everyone, going to take my money and run. Back at it tomorrow. Really enjoyed it here. See you tomorrow. All right, Rav D. Um, yeah, man. It was great to have you. Thank you for joining us. We definitely look forward to having you back here with us tomorrow. And good job taking the money and run. And if it's of any encouragement to you, I had a day not too long ago. Well, it was probably, I don't know, maybe 3 months ago. I had a day where, dude, I lost $2,000. I actually made a video about it, and so up 900 on AMD. Yeah, if only it wasn't paper note again. But yeah, Rev D, I had a day. I was $2,000, and it took me a good, I think a good 4, 5, maybe 6 days of trading to make that back. So you got to be patient, man. Just be patient with it. Doesn't have to make it all back in one day, and obviously you know that. But anyway, yeah, we enjoyed having you, man. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I haven't seen Work Diver in here in a while. You in here, Work Diver? Are you just not saying anything? Hopefully he's all right. That's a record. Yeah. Don't be greedy, Notre again. Don't be greedy. Look at this. Look at Bowen. This is making me really want to jump in. mRNA making a slight little pullback. NVAX making a slight little pullback. mRNA has come. They tapped all the way on 46.14. It's coming all the way back up to this trend line. So I think I'd be okay getting in here. Okay, so I'm going to take a quick trade on mRNA. See if we can 31.4801. All right, Sauger. See you tomorrow, man. Take care. See if we can tack on a few extra profits here on the day with mRNA. $47.84. Okay, broke up through that trend line. I guess it's possible it could make its way back down, but we'll see. I'd be willing to get back in with another 50 shares at 49.31. So I'm either going to get a nice scalp on this, or let's see. Either get a nice scalp on this, or I'll add to my position and build it up. let's see what we can do here, guys. Let's see what we can do here. At this level, I should probably get out. It's come back so far against me. Should probably get out. Paying for the trade if I can. So we'll see if it makes a pullback here. What was that? What in the world? I thought I took it at 49.21. That should have been on 50 shares. That should have been, oh, at 48.27. Oh my goodness. Sorry guys, my fault. Well, at least it paid for the trade. That literally just paid for the trade. Okay, let's see what we're dealing with here. It's 11 o'clock. I mean, freaking A. I'm up 304. There's no need to. This market is very possibly oversold right now, and who knows what kind of moves we will end up seeing to the upside. I mean, you know, Boeing is the only one right here. I mean, I love how it came all the way down to 141.24, and now it's up here at 143.43. I mean, I can't see too much of a major recovery being made here on Boeing. 144.44. I mean, this seems like another one of those. I mean, there's so much consolidation up there. All right, if I took one more trade, this would be it. So I'm going to take it. 143.95, maybe even 143.90. And make it a quick in and out. And if it continues to go up, I'll average back in. Okay, so now if it comes up, let's look at the 2 minute and the 1 minute. Oh, it's butting right up there against that. Okay, 144.50. 144.33. Okay, I would take this at 144. I would take 100 shares actually at 144.35. Can we get it? And then we would take 50 at, come on, there we go. 50 at 15. And then 50 at 143.90. Let's see, can we get that 50 filled there? There we go, we got 50 there. And can we get the other? There we go. Okay. Okay, so that was a nice little retest of these levels up here. So you know, again, what I was looking at with that was this pullback to all of this. I mean, there's so much consolidation here and so much strong level of resistance. But I just wanted to get in and out real quick for a real quick trade. I think, what did I make on that one? I made probably, let's see, about 337. I was up 304. So that was a quick 33, man, I can't count right now. $33. Quick $33. I mean, you can't beat that, guys. I wasn't even in that trade for 15 seconds. Look at this. I went short at 10:58.35, and I was completely out by 59. That was literally like a 24 second. It was 24 seconds. Is that right? You get $33 in 24 seconds. Are you kidding me? All right, but let's see if we can get another little move here. Push this bad boy over. Push this P&L over 400. 144.50 is the breaking point. Let's see. Let's see if we can get a good strong push back up. There's too much resistance. I want to take it that low, but I think I'm going to miss the move on this. It's probably going to get flushed all the way down here. Yeah. Yeah, good solid move there. And this is about to be in the 60s real quick. Even the 50s, maybe even the 40s. I'm looking for a flush right here. Here we go. Yeah, it would have been a beautiful move. Oh, snap back. Was not expecting that. Was not expecting that. It looks like it's tracking with the SPY right now. SPY just snapped back, Bowen's snapping back. So I guess it's very possible that this support level or this previous area of support acting as resistance is really not that important right now. If SPY starts getting bought back up, this is kind of why it is a little dangerous to trade right now. Because you really don't. I mean, there's no way to tell really with any kind of confirmation what is going to end up happening. So, I don't know. I wonder what STNE ended up doing. Look at this. Whip fest. Glad I stayed away from that one. PTON. There's a little more follow through. A little more follow through. So, all right, guys. Well, it's 11 o'clock, and I've got some other work I've got to get to. I'm satisfied with the day. This has been a good day. I think there will be some opportunity later on this afternoon. I'll come back in here. I'll check in on the markets. I'll see, I'll see what kind of setups are forming, and if there's anything that is going to be complementary to how the SPY is moving at that point of the day. I'll get in. I'll get in, and I'll handle it, and I'll try to stay above 300 today. I'll try not to make a move where I'm risking any more than, we'll say, 20 to make 40, or maybe 20 to make even 60 or 80. If there's a move that's extended enough, and I feel like I can make at least 40, 60, 80 bucks without risking more than maybe 20, 30 dollars, I'll do that. So anyway, market may have changed forever. Who knows? Yeah. Out of curiosity, in what regard? Like what in what way are you saying? Like what do you? I guess what the question is so what have you noticed? Like what are some of the biggest changes that you've noticed that that you're thinking will probably or could very possibly remain? And by the way, note again, how many people are in the chat? I can never see. It won't show me how many viewers I have for some reason. So it's showing 0 viewers and 0 likes. So I don't know if you got a minute to let a brother know. It'd be interesting. For some reason, you guys can see it, but I can't. Short it all. What's up, man? Good to see you. 5 concurrent viewers. Okay. Cool. Yeah, okay. The way that Notergen says in response to that question, the way that technicals play out with fundamentals, I feel that it will take quite a bit of time for the market fear to end. Yeah. The way that technicals play out with fundamentals. I think you're right. I really do, because fundamentals have not been the same as what they were before. I mean, they just haven't. It's been very interesting to see this stuff play out. So I think you're onto something there. I really do. Either that, or we just have to get to a place to where the fundamentals start meaning something again. So I mean, there's that too. Okay, let's see. I used to play fundamentals prior to this. I think you remember that. Yeah. Don't talk about them anymore because why bother? Yeah, I know. That's exactly how I've felt many times over in the last month. Maybe when there is more buyer confidence and market certainty, it may be more meaningful. Yeah, yeah, I think so. I think that's a great point, and I think that well, I mean, there's a few things to consider in the kind of market that we've been in, and obviously, you know, when it comes to the fundamentals, you have a lot of people out there, and we can even call it the dumb money, but not even the dumb money, even the smart money. I'll say even some of the smart money. It's almost like you've got this split opinion about what's happening right now. You've got a lot of people feeling like that this economy is going to make a complete V-shaped recovery. It's going to be stronger than ever. We're going to completely come back from this, and it's already showing. And this, that, and the third. But then you have the whole other half of people that are like, no, this is like this isn't. This is irrational right now. It's a buyer euphoria because of everybody's expectations of the economy opening back up and things going on about as normal, and they haven't really priced in the what's the word, the devastation that's going to hit us in the next several months. Because what's happened now, like what we're going through, and Notre Dame, I don't know if you heard me talking about this yesterday or not, but what's going on right now is, or what has happened in the last couple of months with the economy being shut down. I can't talk right today. With the economy being shut down, I don't think we have fully realized the effects of that yet. I think as time goes on, we're going to start to notice the effects. It's kind of like somebody who went to the gym and worked out for the first time, right? In let's say you went back to the gym for the first time in like 2 years. Okay, and you feel like you feel great, right? But like the next day when you wake up, you're going to be sore as crap. That junk isn't realized. Your body's been shocked. It has not really realized the devastation that you've brought to your muscles. Obviously the tearing and the breaking down of those muscles, that's what the pain is. But that's what has to be done, obviously, for the muscles to be built back stronger, right? But I almost feel like these last couple of months have been the shock to our country. And I feel like tomorrow morning, or maybe it's not tomorrow morning, maybe it's next month, maybe it's in the next several months, this country's going to wake up and start really feeling the effects of that shock. They're going to be like, my goodness, what just happened? And I think there's a lot of people out there, and I would say more of the smart money out there, I think, realizes that. And so while it looks like we are in the middle of a V-shaped recovery here with the overall market, you can see here on the daily chart with the S&P, I mean, this clearly looks like we're headed for a V-shape. I think that's I think we're going to be in for a rude awakening. Now, we might even do a complete V-shaped recovery up to here and then eventually, come back and retest some of these levels. I don't know. I don't think we're going to get all the way back up here. I feel like we're going to come crashing back down again, but at least to retest some of these levels back here. But I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy to know at this point, and that kind of goes back to your point. This is why this V shape right here is why fundamentals have not mattered for the last month and a half. This is why fundamentals have not mattered, because none of this should have happened. I mean, if you really look at what's going to be playing out in our economy, none of this should have happened. And I think what's to come in the months, or what we're going to get hit with in the months to come has not been priced in yet. So if that makes sense. Notigan says, too fast of a recovery, artificial, and another crash expected, waiting for Q2 earnings. Yeah, exactly. Wait for that. I think we're going to really see it in the quarter two earnings. This summer is going to be a bear market, not a slow one. Q2 is going to be key. Yeah, for sure. So we'll see how it plays out, though. And this is what I love so much about day trading, because this stuff doesn't really affect us. Like, we're not investors. We don't have, and maybe some of us are. Maybe some of you guys have money tied up in the stock market, and obviously, you've got swing trading and stuff, and it might affect them a little bit more. But as day traders, I mean, we are in, out, move back to cash by the end of the day. And no matter what the market's doing, we will have opportunities to make money every single day. I know people who traded through the 2008 market crash and did actually very well as day traders. They're day traders, and they did really well through that. And as a matter of fact, in this whole coronavirus stuff, if you're following any of the well-known day traders out there, a lot of these guys have been crushing it, and that is just the great thing about being a day trader. Again, you got all these investors and everybody else is losing money and losing their shirt, and we're sitting here, capitalizing on it because we're either shorting the market or we're just capitalizing on real quick intraday volatility on a quick buy up of something or something like that. So, if not, then duck it. I'll never watch the news again. Yeah. I hear you, man. Let's see here. Okay. All right, guys. I've got work coming in, and I've got a lot to do today, actually, for the other job. Let's see. So Notigan says, yeah, I was explaining it to my brother-in-law when he was talking about long-term. I don't know. I don't look at it like that. It's all probabilities to me. Yeah, I mean, with that in mind, honestly, fundamentals never matter. It's just an equation for our calculation of probabilities. Yeah, of our an equation for our calculations of probabilities and valuations. That we're making, or projected valuations in these companies. Projected future the projected future value of these companies. But I don't know. I won't say that the fundamentals don't matter like at all. They just don't matter much right now. And just going back to your original point, note again, like, it's like you said, it may have changed the stock market forever, or at least for a good while, as far as fundamentals are concerned. And I certainly agree with that. What's up, Yoni B? Good to see you, man. Yeah, the morning was great. It was great. It was really good. Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely be, obviously, as always, I'll be going through the recap on all of this today. I'm kind of right now, I'm just kind of sitting here on the sidelines. I'm not really doing anything anymore. And I've got some other work I've got to tend to with my other job. So I'm about to jump off here. You can actually hear the notifications coming through constantly. So I need to keep it moving over here. But yeah, it was a good day. It was a good day. Hopefully you were able to catch yesterday's recap, Yoni B. I actually, if you start the video, it looks like I'm going to end the day at about 284, but I ended up ending the day around $340 yesterday. After taking a live trade, I got as I was recording the recap, I caught a live trade on mRNA. So you might enjoy watching that. Yeah, I'll definitely throw up the recap later on, and I might come in later today and look for some opportunities after I knock out some work with the other job. And if I see some opportunities later on, I'll take it. I was letting the guys know that worst case scenario, I mean, I'll try to still end the day over $300. But if I see something where I can risk maybe $20 to make 40 or $30 to make 60 or maybe even $80, I'll jump on it. I would love to push this up to 400 today, but I'm not going to force it. We'll just see. But right now, I just need to see where the market's going to end up going later in the day. So we might be working on a reversal right now, although I seriously doubt it. I kind of tend to think that this market is going to continue to make a gradual sell-off today. That's kind of what the technicals right now are showing me. But we'll see. So Notergan says, but with intraday, the market is so silly. Question, Matt. Yeah, what's the question? Can you make a trader's mind on thinking in probabilities? Yeah, I need to actually go back. So I have this list of these episodes that I want to do, and I've got like all these ideas put down. It's funny you mentioned that, because that might actually be something that I've kind of written down as brainstorming topics for the trader's mind. Here lately, the last several Traders' Minds that I've done have been kind of newer topics that I've thought of just as we've been going through all of this stuff. I've kind of strayed from, some of there's so many topics I want to cover in that, but that, yes, to answer your question, make a Trader's Mind on thinking in probabilities. Yeah, I think that'd be a good one. As a matter of fact, I'm going to jot that down real quick. Just grab a little pen here. Might just make that the next one. Why not? Let's go ahead and let's see. Trader's Mind. Thinking in probabilities. Got it. Yeah, let me do that. Get a little note of that. So Yoni B says, I saw the recap you made a live trade. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Cool. Glad you were able to check that out. Let's see. Thinking in probabilities. I mean, really, that's pretty much what we do. That's pretty much what we're doing. We're taking what we see on the charts. We're looking at the charts, the patterns, the price action, and we are taking the trade in whatever direction, whether you're short or long, you're taking that trade because you believe that the greater probabilities are that it is going to work out in your favor in whatever said direction that you're banking on. So yeah, and there's a difference in taking trades, based on probabilities rather possibilities. Like I don't think it's good to trade based on what's possible. Okay, because there's a lot of things that are possible, but you want to know what is more likely. Okay, because anything's possible. I mean, right now, Facebook could just get bought all the way back up to 234. I mean, I guess that's possible. Or Facebook could just all of a sudden just tank all the way down to $200 today. I guess it's possible. But is it probable that any of that's going to happen? And so, yeah, we definitely, I might even title it probabilities, trading in probabilities versus possibilities, because I know that there's been a lot of times that I've taken trades, whether I was revenge trading or just trying to make money back or whatever the case may be. Like I jumped in because I saw that it was possible that a stock moved in a certain direction. But I didn't really take time to really measure, like properly calculate, as you were saying earlier, and make a strong determination about the greater probabilities of what could actually happen. And so, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think I can do that. And yeah, that might be the next episode of The Trader's Mind. So let's see. Notergan says, thanks, Matt. I think that's the biggest change traders must make to be profitable. Personal opinions don't have space here. Yeah. Yeah, true. The biggest change a trader must make to be profitable. Yeah. I think that average true rain and levels, etc., explain how we make these determinations. Yeah. That's very true. Notergan, sounds like you just need to make the episode. Sounds like you just need to be in there on that episode of The Trader's Mind. But yeah, I think that's I think that's a great idea. So, and like I said, I'll have to go back through my list where I brainstormed a lot. I very well may have put that idea in there at some point. Then again, you've got a lot of great, you've got a lot of really good ideas. I may just scratch my list and start looking to Notergan's Adventures to give me all new Trader's Mind episode ideas. Haven't earned the right yet. Yeah, you got to have skin in the game. Yeah, true. But I'll tell you what, man, especially with the line of work that with your experience in the line of work that you've had over the years, I think you would do really good with, making videos on trader psychology and even, I mean, man, you might even consider putting out an ebook or something one day, or maybe just a book in general, selling it on Amazon. Because you've got a lot of really good, as the months have gone on and you've come in here and given good input and insight, you've got a lot of great things to say about it, man. And yes, you're right. You want to put skin in the game. You want to prove that you yourself are following through with these things, even though none of us ever really follow through with this stuff perfectly. I mean, we all make boneheaded decisions. We all get knotted up in the psychology of trading sometimes, but by and large, if you're able to prove a good working strategy and then start putting out content on that, I think people would be what's the word? I can't. I'm tongue tied today. I can't talk right, and I can't even think about the words I'm trying to say. I think people would get a lot of value out of that. I think you'd have a lot to offer for in the way of that. So anyway, Little food for thought. But okay, guys, I've got to go. I'm going to get off here. I'm finally going to do it. No more talking, no more yapping at the jaws. As always, I appreciate you guys coming through. It's great seeing you guys. And yeah, please do check back later. Check back later if you get a chance. And check out the recap and show your boy some support. Share it if you got Twitter pages, and let people know. I mean, if you find the content valuable here, I mean, that's what I always say. I don't want you to just share my videos or just like my videos for no reason. I mean, if you're genuinely finding value here on this channel, if you genuinely believe in what we're doing here on this channel, and if you genuinely believe we've got a good solid community here, then share it. And if it's a video that you think is shareable, because sometimes I make videos. I know not all of my videos are the best content, and sometimes I just put them out there, and it might not be something that you feel is, carries the most value or whatever. And there might be other videos that you saw that day that you would rather share, and that's fine too. Like, I don't, but like I said, if you find value in it, and if you feel like it's share worthy, would love for you guys to consider supporting in that way. And so, but anyway, let's see. How about I just contribute to you as you grow a community to help growing traders trying to be in the market in a reasonable way? Well, you're already doing that, Notergen. You're already doing that coming here. I still think you should write a book or something. And you can promote it here on the channel. You come as soon as it's released, you come in here and tell everybody about it, man. I'll post a link to Amazon or wherever you're putting it out. Udemy or whatever they call it. That's a good site to put stuff up on. And I wouldn't do that just for anybody, man. I mean, I think, I feel like we've gotten to know each other enough. I've heard enough of what you've had to say. I know that, you're a pretty strong logical thinker when it comes to this space, and so I would support that. Yoni B says mRNA bumping against morning low. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I'm gonna get out of here. Yeah, you're right. It is. We'll see. I'll come back in here maybe in another couple hours, and I'll check it out. I'll see if there's any good trades to take in the afternoon. But all right, guys, y'all take care. Have a great day.